everyone, and welcome back for another Spotlight and a little toy history. Today we're diving into one of the weirdest and most memorable GoBots ever created. Geeper Creeper, a creepy crawler renegade menace, and honestly one of the strangest toy to characters relations that the GoBot line had. He's a Jeep, which gets the Geeper Creeper, and it does kind of get that licensing out of the way, which was pretty cool. He's also a ripoff of Hound. But released in 1984 as part of Tonka's Challenge of the GoBots toy line, Geeper Creeper transformed into a futuristic off-road military Jeep. Now, the reason why I think it's a little bit of futuristic is because it kind of goes into the back of futuristic. It goes back in time. He was part of the Renegades, the evil GoBot led by Psykill, as he quickly gained attention as his very distinct and deeply dark voice acted very good. In the animated series, it was on Hanna-Barbera. He was given a personality that matched his name, sneaky, mischievous, and always causing trouble. Unlike some of the other Renegades who are more menacing vibes, Geeper Creeper often came across as a trickster and was one of the bad boys of it. He was brought to life than none other than Frank Welker. Yes, the Frank Welker, legendary voice of Megatron and Transformers. His growly, raspy tone gave Geeper Creeper just the right mix of menace and comedy. The original Geeper Creeper toy was part of the GoBots Renegade assortment, transforming from robot into an army-style Jeep. Like most GoBots, it was a die-cast figure, sturdy, small, and pocket-friendly, a lot like a Hot Wheel. Over the years, Geeper Creeper had a few variants of colors and packagings, whether you got the Tonka release in the United States or the Bandai Machine Robots in Japan, where he was known as MR30 Jeep Robot. Collectors today still hunt for Geeper Creeper, and boxed versions can fetch some pretty expensive and impressive prices, especially with a mint-on-card bubble. All right, let's take a look at this vintage Geeper Creeper. Now, you can tell this is a Jeep. It's a military Jeep. I am missing a windscreen, I think, that goes on this, but I'm definitely missing the gun. I do have the tank that goes on his head and the back wheel, but there is a small little machine gun that goes on the back that you've seen in the pictures so far. Now, this guy, spelled with a G, Geeper Creeper, not the J like a Jeep Wrangler, because, we can't have that. In GoBot forms and in 80s transforming robots, this guy right here is actually pretty difficult and very complex in the engineering of him. Doesn't look like all that much right now. It's just a little Hot Wheel-sized Geeper Creeper GoBot. Now, to transform this guy, you got to take his hands out, which is in typical GoBot folding fashion. Now, typically, there would be a pull down or a twist or something like that. But no, Geeper Creeper has a little bit more up his sleeve. So the first thing you do is the front bumper. You got to fold the front bumper down as such. And then these legs are going to fold out. And then you're like, oh, well, that doesn't do anybody any good. But then he's got to do the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits. And you're rotating those around to get a nice standable leg. Now, mine is quite loose, but that is okay. And then you just pull his head out. Nothing really of great detail or of relevance behind this other than that transforming really does. I mean, you can tell he does stand, but that leg thing, that's something Transformers didn't have a lot of. Now, I will say that the cool thing about the cartoon between this is that this is really a toy first and then drawn to the cartoon, which the transformations on the cartoon, if we've seen some videos, really do look like this, which is kind of cool and very neat for the GoBots franchise. I will say that Geeper Creeper, he's really just a fantastic action figure. It was released by Tonka. It's the first series. He's seen in all of the Renegade battles. He's around Copter. He's around Crasher. And he does some stuff, which is pretty cool. So, one thing that there is on this is I don't know if you could tell, but mine is kind of like a forest green. There is a version of like an olive drab. Same transformation, same stickers, same everything else. But that's the Geeper Creeper toy. Let's get back into some more history of Geeper Creeper. Outside of the cartoon, Geeper Creeper also showed up in GoBots comics, including the classic miniseries Star Comics, Marvel's kid-friendly imprint where he fought Guardians and played the role of a troublemaker. Fast forward to 2018, IDW's GoBot comic series by Tom Scioli gave us a much wilder, reimagined take on the entire GoBots universe. I love them. They're actually great to read. I think there's only 5 comics. Get them and read them. They're great. Not every character got a spotlight in it, but the Renegades are way different than what you would possibly think. Geeper Creeper might not be as famous as Psykiller Leader 1, but his toy is out there just as much. Fans remember him from his unique name, Jeep Alt Mode, and of course being one of Frank Welker's unforgettable voices. And here's a fun bit of trivia. The name Geeper Creeper was so unusual that even in a toy catalogs, kids weren't sure if it was supposed to be scary or just silly, which honestly is kind of perfect for the GoBots. In closing, whether you remember him for the Saturday morning cartoons, had his toy in the collection, or just loved quirkiness from the 80s, Geeper Creeper deserves his spot in Renegade history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the deep dive into GoBots' most unusual villains, hit that like button, subscribe, and go get more GoBots. And let's make GoBots cool again, shall we? Did you own a Geeper Creeper? Let me know in the comments. What'd you think of him? Leave me comments. Thank you so much for joining the Hodgepodge channel, and until next time, keep on rolling out in GoBot style.